Hello everyone. We have with us Aditi Misra ma'am, who is the Director Principal of DPS Gurgaon, and we are very happy to have you here, ma'am. So we are in DPS Gurgaon right now as a part of the Great Indian School Tour. DPS Sector 45 is the first school that we are visiting in this ambitious tour. So we'll get to know Aditi ma'am one on one. We get to know what she was like as a student in her school, and let's start the conversation on that end. So, Aditi ma'am, first of all, I wanted to know that what was your favorite part about your childhood and your school?
So my dad was in the army, Dhruv, and we traveled across the country, and we were transferred every 2 years. As a child, I loved school. I think because we got to do a lot of things, I made a lot of friends, and this constant movement actually made me the person I am. I was in a hurry to make friends. So my mother would often laugh that you've just joined the school and in 1 week you want to call people over for lunch or dinner or whatever. So I think it made me more gregarious, it made me more friendly, it made me more open to ideas. And all in all, I absolutely loved school. I didn't want to miss even a day of school.
So, so when we talk about, say, as a child, since you were changing a lot of schools, so a lot of times it gets, difficult to make friends in new places. So you never found that problem to be there. So what do you think is the quality that helps children making friends? Because so there's a lot of conversation about introvert children, and then so what do you think? How can an introvert child make friends in a new school?
I think the basis of friendship at any age and any stage and in any duration is acceptance and being non judgmental. Um, I accepted the fact that I'm in a new school, so I had a choice of either being, absolutely quiet and shy because we were only going to spend 12 months in that particular city, or make friends like that so that you have happiness, you can go playing with them. You can't play alone in a school. So, if a child is intrinsically introverted, I think it's parents must have a conversation. Teachers have to make a little bit more effort, and other children. The culture of the school should be such that they draw out the child and they don't remain shy and introverted and doesn't become a label. I hate the idea of labeling children that so and so shy, so and so is gregarious, so and so is a great speaker. Everybody can be everything if they're given a chance.
Wonderful. So, I was there with you at an event where I heard you talking about gender neutral washrooms and introducing them in schools. And that was a very positive, conversation that I heard coming from you. So, when you were a child, did you ever come across people who were dealing with sexual identity or people who identified as homosexuals? And how did you deal? So, where did that stem from? Uh, there is any incident that you can remember or any person that from the community who has been uh, the catalyst for you to think on these lines?
I'm I'm a dinosaur. I went to school decades ago. So fortunately or unfortunately, this conversation didn't happen. No one spoke. I did feel bad when sometimes if somebody was a little different from the others, they were teased. I didn't like it. So I became very good friends with certain boys who later on were identified as either you know cross dressers or who preferred to come out later on. But those words were not known to us, and there was a great deal of teasing around that. I didn't like anyone being teased. I just didn't like it. So I would always champion the underdog and fight off the other and say, "Why are you being so nasty? Why are you being so mean?" Um, but that conversation has started only in the past decade, and since I find myself singularly um, ignorant about this, I'm eager to know more. So if children talk to me, I want to hear it. My own two children have educated me a lot on these topics. We've had some assemblies around gender identities and acceptance of people with different identities, because I think it's very important in today's polarized world to come together and forget all this. I mean, these are again, like, these are just labels, and labels are odious. I don't like it. I don't like anyone being you know given this, that this is who they are and that defines them. No, it's a person, and every person who is here on this earth is here for a purpose, and we it's I think the job of every good human to help and be with somebody who's having a problem or struggling with something. Just listen. I mean, you don't even have to give solutions. Sometimes there is no solution. Sometimes there is no need for a conversation. Silence speaks volumes.
And it's a part of their identity, it's not their whole identity.
It's just a part of it. And why should it, like, I'm against any identification of caste or religion as well. It doesn't define me. So if I may say something a little um, awkward or little revolutionary, I've said this to several children. I've said this actually in the context of confidence, and now I started saying it in the context of religion. Religion is like your underwear. You have it, you don't show it. So children have giggled about it. I said, you can giggle, but don't, you're not here to impose an identity of a certain caste or a certain group of people or of a certain religion. You are here to study. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter who you are. If there is a thirst for knowledge, you will be here.
So, moving on to a part of co-curricular, I've heard that you were a very good dancer. So, which what do you enjoy about co-curricular activities? Like, what was your favorite part about doing that? The stage experience.
So, even you went to school through. Whoever goes to school, if you ask somebody after 20, 30 years, when did you study Ohm's law? They won't have the faintest. When did you become a tree in Panchatantra? They'll remember the day, the date, the year. So that is something about the stage. There's something about the field which reminds you, because there is so much complete joy in doing a performance. Even sports is a performance. You're doing well on the field. You will remember every goal, who made the goal, from which angle it was made. You don't remember the mundane. So either we make academics as fun, which becomes a bit of a struggle, or like now we are talking about experiential learning, we're talking about transdisciplinary learning, we're talking about interdisciplinary learning, that brings in joy in the classroom. So for me, as somebody who was dancing, it brought me absolute joy. I think I became one with myself and with the almighty, because I learned a classical dance, and there's a lot of spirituality within that. It's like a sadhana. It's not just coming on stage with makeup and dancing. um, it also, I think, somewhere centers you very nicely. So I've rarely seen children who are in deeply into co-curriculars doing poorly in other things. So somebody who is good in sports, for me, needs to be good at reading, should be good at mathematics, because there's a certain centering, there's a certain focus that co-curricular activity brings in their life. Um, I have a niece who used to dance, and when she was in a crucial class, she said, "Bua, should I stop my dance?" I said, "Don't. It'll keep you focused." And she was little scared of maths, but with her dance, and that little bit of energy that you get after doing something you enjoy, you immediately focus so much better on what you have to do in the academic sphere, because you can't wish away academics, unfortunately.
So, did you ever bunk any class for that particular dance session? You never did.
We were asked out, but the principal has called if somebody has come, so they want to show them a certain dance or something. So you had to miss class. Uh, no, no, no. I was pretty disciplined that way, but it was hurtful. I'm glad you brought this up, and I try to tell the teachers that don't be sarcastic with children, don't taunt them.
Yeah.
So I used to be asked. Some teachers are very sweet about it. Oh, you had the dance. How was it? What did the ambassador say? Usually it was somebody, some dignitary from outside who wanted to see a classical dance, and me and my friend and I were always called out. And some would, look at me very sarcastically, and I used to be cringing. And I said, "May I come in?" And the person would say, "Na chahin." So I've consciously told teachers, do not, please don't, because when these children do very well in on the field, they bring back trophies, they do well in dance and music, we are rejoicing. So वो rejoicing कहाँ से आई? It has come because we gave them time. So don't taunt them. Spend some time with them and teach them whatever they missed out. So we try and balance it in such a way that we have a morning zero period, which was called the zero period, which there's no academics. We call it now the enrichment period. So children go out for debating, for quizzing, for music, dance, sports, art, whatever they want to do. And nobody should be asked at that time that, what we're doing, you are wasting time. It's not a waste of time. That enrichment is going to hold the child in good stead throughout his or her life. Yeah. Life is anyway very stressful, I find. So there has to be that one activity or one thing that calms you down, that de-stresses you, and that again centers you somewhere on to yourself.
So, are you still in touch with your school friend? You just mentioned your friend who used to. So, are you in touch with her or other of your friends? And what are they doing right now?
I'm in touch with 70% of my school friends. And there were some who I was not very friendly with, and some that I was actually scared of because they were very naughty. So he now is one of my closest friends. And when I tell him, I said, no, I was very scared of you. He said, I never did anything to you. I said, but you did plenty of other things, so I was scared of that thought that if those other things happen to me, what's going to happen? So I find my friends are the most therapeutic thing for me. So after a full week in school, and I have a I mean, all principals have a very high pressure job. There's a lot of stress. On the weekend, I make it a point to meet a smaller group of friends or just two of them. And somehow, school friends have lasted longer than college friends because college is too short a time, just 3 years. In school, you've been together as children, and those friendships are very pure and very innocent. There is no ulterior motive. There is nothing. There's no tag along with it. You were friends because you liked each other. So you could be teaching, you could be running a business, you could be a CEO, you could be the civil services. You're friends because had a childhood together. Absolutely. And we behave. My children say, "Mommy, Mama, you behave very badly when you're with your friends. You're so loud." I said, "I'm not loud. They're shouting, so I have to shout to get myself heard. I'm not loud by myself." But we actually, I think, regress to being 16, 17 years old when we are together. So that's the best part. And I urge everyone to maintain those friendships. There's a lot of give and take in any relationship, my only friendship. But where there is give, there is also a lot of take. What you get from every friend, the kind of calmness you get, the kind of understanding you get, you don't get anywhere else.
So, one final question: your most favorite vacation that you have ever been on, or a vacation place that you keep wanting to visit?
So every year, my husband plans a vacation with the entire family. Both my children are working; they're both married, so it's very difficult to get together. So we get together only for a weekend, or for maybe a couple of hours. So every summer around my birthday, there's a whole week away to Cornwall or to some beach location.
Okay.
So two children-in-law, and two grandchildren. We are together, and for me, that is the perfect vacation. It doesn't matter where it is; it could be anywhere, but as long as the whole family is there, for me, that's the most enriching and rewarding.
A sunny beach location.
Yes, I'm not very fond of winter. I feel very cold.
So the the season is just the winter is just fine.
I know, I know. So the joke in my school is that, oh, ma'am has declared winter. I'm the first to wear my shawl and last to take it off. So it's a joke among all the teachers कि मैम की shawl निकल आई.
All right, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.